Well, hello, my friends. I'm so excited to be here with Heather Kirk. She is the executive director for Santa Monica. Heather, thank you so much for joining me today. Good to see you again.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
So, let's first talk about Santa Monica. I know you've got a spring fundraiser coming up in April, but let's talk about, just about the organization and who you serve.
Yeah, so Santa Monica was founded in 1972, so we're actually celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, where our population is really adult women with substance use, mental health, and trauma. A few of our programs do allow for the women to have their children, so we have 4 programs total nowadays. So if they're under our umbrella of care from start to finish, they're with us for about 2 years.
Okay. Well, and then let's look at that 50-year anniversary because, I know about the organization, but looking back 50 years ago, I mean, things have had to have changed. And also the needs of women have changed in some respect. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Absolutely. I think we certainly acknowledge that we're not serving the same woman that we served in 1972. What we're seeing today is more complexity with their needs and their life experiences. The women today are oftentimes third generation. So these are women whose mothers and grandmothers suffered from poverty, lack of education, lack of health care, domestic violence, and in turn there's substance use, trauma, and mental health. So we're definitely dealing with a more complex woman today, but we're also dealing with a more resilient woman today. And I think oftentimes we don't give them the credit for being as strong as they are to have survived everything that they have.
Yeah. And I mean, let's just kind of take looking at 2022. I mean, how many women did you serve like individually over in 2022?
Sure. Across our 4 programs, it's in the area of a little over 100 women. If they go through the program from start to finish, they're with us for about 2 years. So
Okay.
while our programs are all long-term residential and maybe we don't have as much turnover, the women that we do serve are really getting that quality long-term care that they need to sustain recovery.
Yeah. Well, then let's then talk about your fundraiser coming up in on April 22nd. So tell me a little bit about that and how people can get involved. Let's just talk about the fundraiser in general, and then we'll talk about how people can buy.
Sure, we're really excited. Of course, like many agencies, we kind of had a hiatus with our fundraisers due to the pandemic. So this is our first year back in 3 years. Super excited. So it's on Saturday, April 22nd from 10 to 1. It'll be at the Scott Conference Center. We'll do a brunch, a wonderful breakfast brunch. The highlight is always the testimonial from one of our alumni. We also have a Piccadilly auction and a silent auction as well.
And so people can buy. So it's from um I'm sorry, it's from 10 until 1. And then so people can buy tickets and kind of what is it a luncheon? Is it a talk a little bit more about that?
So we're gonna do a breakfast buffet. So
Okay.
we're looking at it more as a brunch. We would expect people to come in and be there around 10. We'll have the buffet at 10:30, followed by that very moving testimonial, and then
Yeah.
the silent auction and the Piccadilly auction. One of the things that makes our event a little bit different than everyone else's is if you host a table, you get to decorate it in whatever theme you like. So lots of
Okay.
creativity. And then we vote for best dressed table, and the host would win a gift for having such a creative table.
Okay. And so how much is it to sponsor a table?
Sure, it's $200 for a table, which hosts 8 seats, so $25 a piece. And we do individual seats as well if you don't want to do a whole table.
Well, and then okay, I'm gonna take this a little bit further. So, like, what are the themes? I mean, is this the first time you've done this, or have you done this in the?
This is actually our 9th annual fundraiser again, except for the hiatus. So this is our
Okay.
9th event, and we've had everything from very women empowering themes to like candy and lemonade stands. Really, a lot of creativity with the people who choose to do a decoration in their table. So we're really excited to see what comes up this year.
Yeah, well, I'm excited too. So I guess I'm actually speaking out to all the viewers is like, yeah, for $200 for the entire table, you can decorate it and get creative. And yeah, and this all goes back to Santa Monica and helping the women that you serve. So what yeah, I mean, to me it's a no-brainer. So I'm just gonna say that. Um, and let's talk a little bit also, if people can't attend the event and can't sponsor a table, how can people help Santa Monica?
Sure, we still have a lot of ways. I mean, one of the most inexpensive ways is just advocacy and remembering who we are and what we do, and that we're here to help to make sure that message gets out to the women in the community. But also, we have a donate tab on our website that you can donate one time, or you can do like a recurring, or you can even do a like round up. If you purchase something in the month, then you can round it up and it goes to Santa Monica. We also find that a lot of our women are in need of clothing, shoes, toiletries, and then always we do have apartments that we fully furnish, so household items,
Okay.
anything from pots and pans to decor is always needed.
Yeah. Well, Heather, I mean, any final things you want to say? And did we the Piccadilly auction, that's different than sponsoring the tables. So I just want to make sure I ask you about that before I let you go.
Yeah, the Piccadilly auction again is a little bit unique. So what we do is we have what we call a wishing well on each table. So it's a bucket. We're gonna have an item and say the bid price is $1. If you feel you can risk losing $1, you put $1 in the wishing well, and then we draw numbers. And if we hit your number, then you're the one that wins that gift. So what we find is, most people can afford to throw $1 in the bucket, and if all 300 people say do that, then that's a pretty good return on our investment for that gift card.
Yeah, no, no, absolutely. Okay. Well, I'm excited for this event coming up on April 22nd. That's a Saturday. And again, encourage everybody watching this, do you want to sponsor a table? Do you want to get creative? It's only $200. And, but there are so many other ways to support what you're doing, Heather, and Santa Monica. And I just really appreciate the organization. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.